afternoon to one and all. We take great pride in welcoming one of the most eminent persons among us today, Sushri Nivedita Ji Bhire.
Nivedita Ji joined Vivekananda Kendra as its life worker in 1977 and presently she is the All India Vice President of the Kendra, Kanyakumari, India.
Hailing from a simple family background, Nivedita Ji has always been taught to help the needy by becoming socially conscious. She started her service to the society first in rural development project in 5 southern districts in Tamil Nadu by starting nursery schools, women development camps, youth camps, etc. in rural areas. She was principal in a school run for rural children and later as a secretary education guided the educational activities in Vivekananda Kendra in India.
She has spoken in many universities, national and international seminars. She is a regular faculty in All India Yoga camps conducted at Kanyakumari every year. She has presented papers in various seminars and authored over 15 books on subjects like Indian culture, message of Swami Vivekananda, education and participation of women in social development.
Nivedita Ji has guided over 20 seminars for development through culture of various tribal communities in northeastern part of India. She is a recipient of the Padma Shri, 4th highest civilian award from the Government of India in 2017, degrees of letters from SNDT Women University, Mumbai in 2018, Doctor of Philosophy in 2017 from Desh Bhagat University, Punjab.
Nivedita Ji has authored several books on Swami Vivekananda and continues to motivate through her talks on women empowerment, rural development, health and related issues.
It is indeed an honor for us to have you here at our campus, ma'am. We kindly request you to come on stage and address the gathering, please.
So my namaskars and best wishes to all of you. As you know, I come from Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of India. And that is the place where Swami Vivekananda, in a rock, mid-sea rock, had meditated for 3 days and 3 nights. Now, whenever we say that a sannyasi is meditating, so we think he must be meditating, to know God, to get peace, to get mukti, salvation, God realization. But this sannyasi, he was meditating, for what? When he reached there, he had gone almost for 1 year as a parivrajak from different places in India he had visited. As a parivrajak means no money in the hand. He will just walk. If he feels hungry, he will ask for food. If somebody gives, he eats. Otherwise, he sleeps hungry. If someone invites inside, he goes. Otherwise, he sleeps under the tree. When people started talking, they found that he is very knowledgeable. So sometimes the fame will reach even the kings, and he will be invited in the palaces. He would go, but on condition that a common man should be allowed to come and meet me. Only then I will stay there. So many Maharajas wanted him to stay permanently with him, but he said no. Just few days, because you called, I have come. Again, he would start walking. So like this, as a parivrajaka, when he was going all through the country, he found that, this whole universe is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. So every nation, every community, every civilization has something to contribute for the good of the man, for the good of humanity. So India also has something to contribute, but he saw India is degenerated. It's in poverty, it's in ignorance. A land which was, the wealthiest land for the longest period in the world history was in poverty. So Swami Vivekananda meditated on that rock with this thought that what is it that I shall do for my country, for my people? So in our life, a real mission, a purpose, a direction comes only when we think other than ourselves. When we think for the society around, we see the problems and we say, oh, problems are there, this is not good, that is not good, or, this is, everything is not how it should be. If we just keep complaining, we are just where we are. But only then, when I say, what is it that I can do? This, what is it that I can do, is the beginning of real self-development, real leadership. So any time if we are distressed, any time if we are disturbed by the difficulties around, by the sufferings of people around, by the situation of the society, just ask yourself, what I can do. And that's what Swami Vivekananda did. And there in his meditation, he took the decision that I shall go to America in the Parliament of Religions. There I shall present as each civilization, each religion has something for the good of the humanity. So the eternal principles of Hindu Dharma I shall present in front of the people there. And then I shall understand the Western world too. And come back and work for my country. My country also will get back its self-confidence. That's how that rock is very important. Because each one of us, we have to find out the purpose of our life. What for I am? Are we just like cats and dogs? We see, they also grow, they also have babies, they also know how to get their food if they are stray dogs or stray cats. They also grow their babies nicely, they become old when they die. So, is the story of my life should be the story of maintenance. That is, I only maintained myself. We used to give an example that one man, a poor man, not very poor, but lower middle class, with lot of effort because his house was little away from the city. So, with lot of effort, they saved money and purchased a good car, very good car. Now, when that car came and that man saw, he said, oh, it's so beautiful. And if we take this in the city, there is so much traffic, and maybe someone may be drunk, he may come and hit our car may get damaged. So he said, no, we will keep it in the garage. As we used to go to our school, colleges, offices, he told his family members, we shall continue to do that. Only in the night, he will take out the car, have just one round, dust it, see whether fuel is there or not, brake and all is working, and keep the car as it is. So we will laugh at him. He is only maintaining the car, he is not using it. Suppose you get a car or you get a very nice bike from your parents, and you just maintain it, your friends will laugh at you. So same way, we have got this body, mind, intellect to do something. Not only for ourselves, because we are part of this existence, we are part of our family, our society, our country, this whole humanity. So I am supposed to do something. What is it that I can contribute for the harmony of this whole environment? Humanity, my country, my people, my family. It is that question which really starts making our life purposeful. Otherwise, till then, we are all just maintaining ourselves. Now coming to when, okay, I decide something, again, I just want to tell you, learn to make a difference between professional aim and aim of life. Professional aim is I want to be doctor, I want to be engineer, I want to be so and so. That is professional aim. But what is the aim of life? What for I am living? What is it that when I die, people should talk of me? Or what is it that I must have the satisfaction, fulfillment that yes, because of me this happened. So whatever, so that is the purpose of life. You think yourself, find out. But what are the instruments to achieve that? not our father's money. Of course, our father, mother are educating us, sending us to a very good school, paying for our fees. But that's not our instrument. That's not with what we have come. Actually, whatever today we may think, I have this, it may remain, it may go. But what is the real instrument in our hand is our body, mind, intellect, and our inner strength. Some call it soul, Atman, whatever. But the inner strength. So that is what we need to toughen. So much so that come what may, I shall not waver from the purpose of life. Be very firm. I will just tell you another story related to the same thing where Swami Vivekananda visited, meditated. You know, when his birth centenary was going on, the people of Kanyakumari thought that here Swami Vivekananda took a very momentous decision of his life. So we must have a memorial in his birth centenary. So at that time, so many difficulties came, and Eknathji Ranade, who was given that responsibility, you know, one day with him there was one of his associate, Dr. Sujit Dhar. So both of them are standing at the seashore and looking at that mid-sea rock. So while looking there, Eknathji asked that Dr. Sujit Dhar, Sujit, what do you see there? And Sujit said, the permission for memorial was not yet secured. Huh? So Sujit said, I am seeing the sea, I am seeing the boats, fishing boats are going, I am seeing that rock. He said, no, see properly, what do you see there? Again he answered the same thing. Then he said, oh, I am seeing some birds also. Again Eknathji said, no, see, what do you see? Then he said, Eknathji, you tell me, what is it that you are seeing there? He said, I am seeing a grand memorial on the rock. If you are clear really what you want to do in life, very clear, then you know this whole universe is interconnected. The changes will happen all around, and ultimately what you want to do, you will be able to do. But are we clear? Many times, because I interact with many youth, I ask them, okay, what is it that you want to do? He says, see, I want to do MBA. Of course, my father has got a very good business. And Didi, I also like, you know, to work like this. And then maybe I should go for IAS examination, that is civil service examination. So we are not clear. When I say I want to do this, it means I say no to millions of options in life. If this is clear to us, when I say yes, I am saying no to many other things. That is what, in developing body, mind, intellect, we should be clear. The mind will run here, mind will go there, mind will go there. What is it that I want? Am I firm about it? Now, for example, body, mind, intellect. Okay, you develop your body. You do exercise, I hope you do. You have good sports facilities, so you are doing. Now, suppose you like, I was just while coming, I was asking, in Singapore, what is it that children may like more, but has not much nutritional value? So I was told it is noodles. Okay. So let us say you like noodles. So you are, I don't know, here there is no hostel, no? Hostel is there? Acha, okay, so let us take example for the hostel children. All right. So your hostel warden or your principal or whosoever is in charge of that, you know, they decide, see, our children like noodles so much. So let us do one thing, morning noodles, afternoon noodles, evening noodles, okay? Even in break, you have noodles. At the most, the taste may change, but the noodles continue, morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. Slowly, what will happen? The body will lose the strength, isn't it? You may think it may not happen, but it does happen. Same way, for mind, mind also needs good food. When you open mobile, you eat noodles. When you go on internet, you eat noodles. When you take tab in the hand, you eat noodles. Okay. When you interact with your friends, you eat noodles. You got it now, what I mean? Noodles. That is the subjects which have no stuff in it. That's all. And then we say that, see, my mind is not strong. When I sit for studying, my mind goes here and there. Or I had studied very well, but when I went to write exams, just it is not coming. I am not able to concentrate. You talk to the youth, what is your main problem, or ask them to ask questions, they say, lack of concentration. How do I concentrate? I read once and I remember. Or at the most I read twice and I remember. It's not possible. Why? Because the mind and intellect are not well fed. They are not well trained. So, now is the time. You are all, in an age where your mind can run to millions of ways. In million ways it can run. But now is the time, if you train it, your whole life you can live very fruitfully. And that is what actually each one of you should be focusing. See, your teachers are guiding you in studies and even in many other things. Today they are there with you. Maybe once you are out of the school, even your parents may hesitate to tell you anything. So it is at that time, if you have already trained your body, mind, intellect to be focused, to give right food, to give right exercise, to give right rest to all the three, then only you can really achieve what you want to be achieved in life. Again, I am not talking about professional aim, but that achievement because of which you become blessing to your family, to your society, to your country, and to the whole creation, to the whole nature. So that's what I wish all of you, that you become such blessings to all. Your life is really a life of fulfillment. With that, I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the very inspiring talk. We request you to take some questions from the audience.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Satwik. My question is teaching your passion? And follow up to that, what about writing?
Actually, it's not teaching is my passion. I joined Vivekananda Kendra as its life worker. Life worker means we joined, we are trained, we don't have any pay or honorarium or anything. Our needs are taken care of. And whatever work we are given, we have to do that. So, for me, it so happened that my work was in the field of education. And therefore, I started teaching. But when I started, I found that I can teach only then when I can really learn from the people. When I know my people and I accept them as my own. For example, I am from Maharashtra, that is the middle part of India. I went to Tamil Nadu. So first I was working in the villages of Tamil Nadu. Then later when I got the responsibility, I had to work in the Janajatis, that is the tribal communities of Arunachal, Assam, Nagaland there. So when, generally what happens, no, those who are educated, they think that, see, these are all living in forest. We are going to, teach them. Or what to say? In quote, civilize them. So Eknathji was very clear. He said, no. First you go and understand the people. When you become one with them, only then you get the authority to teach, whatever you want to teach. So when I started working there, I found that actually they live more in harmony with each other and as well as with nature. They have more concern for each other. To give you just one example, yesterday there was one interview, they were asking me, I gave the same example. I can give you many examples. I am just telling you how we learn. Then only we can really teach. Because we know then that we are not really teaching. We are only making them updated with whatever development is taking place. So development through culture, through values. So I had gone to one village called as Boleng in Arunachal Pradesh. And we had some programs there. Like today I have come here, I had to go to the school there next day morning. Then with village elders I had a meeting. And with women we had some Matru Sammelan, that is Mother's Conference. So next day morning when I went to the school, I found the students of 10, 11, 12 coming out with big knife in their hands. That is called as Dao in Arunachal Pradesh. So big knife, they are all coming out. So I was so shocked. But of course they were very silent. Not like coming to kill or very silently, but all were having Dao in their hand. Then we reached the principal's office and principal told, very sorry, we had organized the program, but you see 2 houses got burnt yesterday night. We had reached in the evening and that time they had told all these 3 programs. So he said that, see, the 2 houses got burnt and therefore today we cannot have program. Then we told, all right. After some time we got the message, the village elders are busy because 2 houses are burnt. So we cannot have the village elders meeting. We told, okay. Again, after some time we got the message that the mothers' conference also is not possible because they will be having only in the afternoon meeting after lunch is over and all in the house. So that program is not possible. Then I told it's perfectly all right, but I just want to know what is happening. Because 2 houses got burnt and the whole village is busy. Then they said, oh, we thought you knew. And then they explained. They said that, see, all these children, they went to the forest to cut bamboos. Because all those houses are made up of bamboos in Arunachal Pradesh. So one truck owner, he gave his truck free of charge and they were cutting and putting the bamboos in the truck and truck was bringing it here. The village elders, they were cleaning the whole area. And as the bamboos came, they started cutting and building the house. Then I asked, okay, what about women? Then they said the women will sit together and they will discuss that what is it that I can give from my home. So someone said I can give 2 cots, someone said I can give these vessels, these clothes, I can give all these provisions. So you imagine in 24 hours, the well-furnished houses are given to the families. This is called as living society. When I am walking, suppose a thorn pricks my leg, I will not say, oh, it's a problem of leg. At present, I am eating something very tasty. So let the leg take care. We can't say that because there is, one prana or chetana or one life, one sensitivity, oneness. So immediately whatever I am eating, I will keep aside. I will first remove the thorn. So same way, a living society takes care of itself. And I found that this is a very great, in today's language, social capital. And we have to learn it from them. So once we are open to learn, our teaching does not harm them. So that's how the teaching, side by side learning became the passion. And writing is, actually speaking, I was not into writing, but our president of Vivekananda Kendra, when the women issue was being discussed in different ways, so he said, why don't you do writing? So I started writing on that in our magazine. Then slowly I found that in Vivekananda Kendra, the Karyakartas who come, they are all minimum graduates. Some may be even engineers or CAs and all that. They come and join. And we all, when work in the society, and also the local Karyakartas, that is the workers. Worker gives different connotation, whatever. So I found that we need certain books as a guide, to have right approach to the society. And that's how slowly I started writing. So it was more a need-based. I can't say passion.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You have interacted with many school and university students, as you have said already. So how has their response been to your views and principles? So you have interacted with many university students, right?
How is their response? What did you say?
Been to your views and principles.
Views and principles.
Yeah, in life.
Oh, actually, I found the youth is very responsive. Only we need to talk in the language that they understand. First thing. Second thing, we should be patient slightly to listen to them. And they have many things to share. And as, again, I told you, I am from Vivekananda Kendra. Swami Vivekananda's words, even now, has magic. When we take these words to the youth and interact with them, they respond very nicely. And at present, the generation is more honest and more eager to know the real meaning of life. That's what I feel. Though when actually we work now, we don't get disappointed or distressed, saying the youth are not good. Actually, my experience is not that.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, failure is such a common thing in today's world as everyone has very high aspirations. Can you suggest a few methods on how we can remain resilient in such situations?
See, when we talk of failure, there is nothing like failure. I decided to do something, it did not happen today, it does not mean it will not happen tomorrow. There is nothing like it cannot happen. Only it may not happen at the time that I want. If one thing, that we should be clear. Second thing, we have a source of power within us. As Swami Vivekananda used to say, if you think you can, you can. Only are you focused and work, then you can become successful. Third thing is, maybe I have planned something, but the providence, God, Ishvara, whatever name we want to give, has better plans for me. And that is why I have not succeeded in this. I will just give you two examples. One is again related to Vivekananda Rock Memorial, because now that is the 50th year of Vivekananda Rock Memorial going on. See, when the local people of Kanyakumari wanted a memorial, they didn't have a very big plan. Actually, they wanted, just to raise one statue of Swami Vivekananda. But God had a very big plan. And therefore the difficulties came. They were not difficulties. They were opportunities in the disguise of difficulties. And if those difficulties would not have come and the local people would have got permission, there would have been a small statue of Swami Vivekananda on that rock. But because the difficulties came, because the providence plan was different, and therefore the difficulties came, the committee went on expanding, it became All India Committee. Eknathji Ranade came into it, in whose dictionary there was, impossible word was not there. And slowly he contacted the people, he brought the whole country together, and then that love and respect which people of India had for Swami Vivekananda got reflected in that grand memorial. Not only memorial, after that Vivekananda Kendra, the spiritually oriented service mission started, which is having now work in more than 1,000 places. So God had that plan, and therefore it did not succeed. Same way, about APJ Abdul Kalam. In his life, he wanted to have, I think he wanted to go as, what is that? Some engineering, aeronautical engineering or somewhere he wanted to go. He could not go. And then slowly he succeeded in this. He was a very great team person. And he brought so many people together and he succeeded in space technology, in missile technology. So sometimes I may feel I am failure in this. But actually if we have faith in ourselves and faith in the power which is everywhere and which is also in me. So actually it is the same faith. So if that Shraddha or that faith is there, then maybe there is some other better plan for me. And with that we should proceed.
as you said, we should have some purpose in life which is different from our professional life. So, ma'am, what is your mantra for balancing that purpose in life with professional life?
Your professional aim should not be divested from the good of the collectives around you. Collectives means, as I told you, the family, society, country, and the whole creation. So, I want to be doctor, but I just want to be doctor, that's all. Doctor for what? What is it really that you want to do in life? I get the MBBS degree or MD degree and that's all, there it ends. The whole life is to be lived. No, I become doctor, let us say at the age of 27, 28. What next? What for you want to become doctor? People say, I want to do service and all, they talk like that. But ultimately, really after, when they become doctor, if really it was for doing service, their whole practice of profession will be different. But that clarity is not there. So we see many wrong practices in medical field happening. So your professional aim and aim of life, they should align, actually the professional aim should align with the aim of life. So you want to become advocate, for what? You want to become teacher, for what? Just to teach the subject and draw the salary? What for you want to become teacher? If we start asking that question, then even after becoming teacher, the purpose in life continues. Otherwise, afterwards, we just become part of profession, but we don't live our life.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question to you is, what does your work entail as part of the Vivekananda Kendra?
Vivekananda Kendra has, the basic work is man-making. That is, man should not be selfish and he should work for the society, for the people, for the needy. Now to take this message to people and mold the people, lot of activities are taken up. So in cities mainly, like yoga, so we conduct 10 days yoga satras or yoga camps, or continuous yoga practice, or there are sanskar vargas for children, that is teaching values, study circles. So this is one part of the organization. Another is those who are needy, who are neglected. So for them also we should reach out. And this service activities part, so we have schools for tribal children, for rural children. Then we also have, we call it Anandalayas. It is for those children who don't get very good school education. They go to some school where nothing is taught or they are taught very badly. So we give them support every day, teaching them for 2 hours and also instilling confidence in them. So this we conduct mainly in very interior areas where school dropout rate is more. Because generally, in a small village, the children, if in class 5 the child doesn't do well, then the parents don't send him to a bigger village where they have to go to the middle school, that is class 6. So children drop at class 5 level. So we select some such blocks and we focus on class 3, 4, 5. And then we bring that dropout rate to 0. And slowly these children start studying well, then teachers also get motivated and the overall education improves. So this is in some part of Orissa we did. And in Assam, there are tea gardens. So garden laborers are there. So for those laborers' children, we conduct these Anandalayas. So in education, there are many such things. Then some colleges are also there. Then in rural development. So rural development, as Swamiji used to tell, that yes, money will come to your hand. But with money, how do you lead the life? Do you have balance of spiritual and material in life? or the inner development and outer development. So that also should go side by side. So therefore we have many things like nursery schools, then we give them this nutritious food in such areas where children don't get proper food through the, in these nursery schools. Only nursery school, Balwadis we call it. Then medical facilities, eye camps, then old women or men who, in a way are considered burden in a very poor family. So they stay in the family, we provide for their food, clothes, adopt a granny, like that is the name of the scheme. Like that, different various activities, then teaching hygiene and other part to the women or the self-help groups. So like that, different things are done in rural development. Then also another service activity is natural resources development. So a lot of herbal medicines or biogas or appropriate technologies, how to use it in villages. So like these various service activities are also there.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question is, how do you think yoga and meditation will help today's generation, and how can we make it a part of our life?
See, first thing is yoga is not just asana and pranayam. Okay. So suppose if someone says that, oh, today I missed my yoga, it means we missed only doing asana and pranayam. Yoga is actually a way of life based on vision of oneness. So, whatever I am doing, I am talking or I am thinking within, interacting within myself or with others, that should be based on oneness. So, if you know Patanjali Rishi's Ashtanga Yoga, in that Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, the Yam starts with how is our interaction with others. So my yoga practice is a 24 hours practice. In that then meditation also comes. So what basically in yoga we try to do, we try to connect with our inner being, and we also try, once we are established in our inner being is the being of all beings, then I am connected with others also, and then that's how I become peaceful. So it's a practice, first thing, practice of 24 hours. It's not a practice only with oneself, but it is also a practice of how I talk with others, how I interact with others, how I look at the things, for what I strive or what do I run after. All that gets counted into practice of yoga. So such 24 hours practice of yoga is there. Then the life is, one thing, you have tremendous inner strength to face whatever situation comes around. There is no depression, there is no suicide, there is nothing like that. Secondly, you lead a purposeful life, and ultimately what for human life is there, to know who I am, that after this body goes, whether I survive or not, who is that I? So somewhere it goes even beyond the material or physical world.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Shivam. You have worked all around the country, and my question to you was, did you see changes in people's attitudes towards universal peace and brotherhood in the regions?
Change you cannot see just in a day. But if you see in a perspective of a long period, surely there is a change. Surely the humanity is growing towards a higher dimension of evolution. There is no doubt. For example, you just see maybe some 500, 600 years before. You could just kill the people. Today you cannot. And when you do, you are, discredited all over the world. So even if you want to be selfish, you have to, cover your selfishness in higher words. It means we have started valuing the higher dimensions of life, isn't it? We have started valuing. Maybe we are not yet practicing on a large scale, but that also will happen.
Thank you, ma'am.
That was our last question. Thank you, ma'am, for patiently answering all our questions. May I request our Deputy CEO, Mr. Kaustav Bandankar, to kindly come on stage and present our guest with a memento as a mark of respect.
On behalf of the school, I would like to thank our special guest, Sushri Nivedita ji, who took the time to be here and share her views with us students. We thank you for the rich exchange of ideas and valuable insights we received as a result. Let us show our appreciation in the form of a thunderous applause.
Hi. Very good afternoon. I think not only the speech of Nivedita Didi's was inspiring and enlightening, but I actually was greatly impressed by the depth and the width of the questions that this cohort asked. So I thought maybe I'll kind of take this opportunity to kind of personally compliment it. And in fact, she also told me the same thing as we kind of walked down, saying that, look, your students are very, very good. So I thought, let that small snippet of conversation not be just between her and me, and I thought I'll kind of really share that with you. So guys, congratulations. I was absolutely impressed by the types of questions that you asked, and equally well with the responses that you gave. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you so much for taking time out. I knew today your exams have ended, and there is a term break for you all. Thank you so much.
Suggest us to call you Nivedita ji or just Sister Nivedita? As in, what?
Nivedita ji will do, Nivedita Didi will also do.
Okay.
Ma'am, you need not call. Sister Nivedita will also do. Except ma'am, anything will do.
Alright. Except ma'am. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of GIS podcast, The Smartcast. My name is Vedang Dubey.
And my name is Akshay Puri.
Today we are in conversation with Nivedita Bhide, a Padma Shri awardee who has dedicated her life to spreading the teachings of one of the most famous sons of India, Swami Vivekananda.
Nivedita ji has highlighted in great measure the relevance of Swami Vivekananda not only in the nation building but also in making India a world leader in spreading peace and harmony. We are delighted to have her on the show with us. Welcome Nivedita ji.
Thank you.
Let me begin by telling you how inspiring the leadership lecture series was at the GIS Smart Campus today. We are really very happy to have you talk to us. What has inspired you about Swami Vivekananda, and what was your motivation behind spreading his views around the world?
Motivation, I will say that since my childhood, I wanted to do something for the needy, for the poor. But I didn't know what I can do, because in those days, in a way for a woman to go out of the track and go and work somewhere.
Right.
Then I happened to read about Vivekananda Kendra, which calls for young men and women. They are trained and sent to different parts of the country. And that's how I decided I will join there. But when I read about it, I was in class 11. So in those days, 11 was matriculation, and there minimum you have to be graduate. So I was told you had to complete your graduation. So after my last paper, I joined Vivekananda Kendra. Swami Vivekananda's message that they alone live who live for others, the rest are more dead than alive. Because others are not others, actually they are only extension of the self. So to lead the full life, we should lead in harmony with others and by serving others. So that's how.
Could you tell us more about the Vivekananda International Foundation and how it works towards universal peace and brotherhood?
Vivekananda International Foundation was established with the idea that each civilization has something very substantial to contribute for the good of man. But unfortunately, at global level, the Hindu civilizational agenda was never heard or never discussed, because Indian government being secular establishment, and that's okay. So they could not represent the Hindu civilization, for which India is known for. So we felt there has to be some independent think tank which will think about, you know, the civilizational contribution that India can make, or the civilizational viewpoint that India can contribute at the global level. So Vivekananda International Foundation, we are focusing on some 6 themes like neighborhood studies, then internal security, civilizational studies, economics, good governance. So in that, this harmony and brotherhood, you know, these are not just the words, they come from the vision of oneness. Unless we see the whole universe as interconnected, interrelated and interdependent, I won't really feel, or a person will not feel like to support someone. Why I should be good to other? You know, if we are not connected, I can very well exploit, cheat, kill, destroy others. But if I do that, ultimately I get destroyed. So this vision of oneness needs to be established. And that is one part of studies which goes on in Vivekananda International Foundation. It is one of the projects of Vivekananda Kendra, which is the parent organization.
Recently, myself and Akshay had the good fortune of representing our school, Global Indian International School, at the Cambridge Model United Nations, where we interacted with peers from different countries. We met as brothers and sisters and interacted as a family. While this is not in any way similar to the famous Chicago speech of Swami Vivekananda, it was a learning experience for us, communicating with so many different cultures and worldviews. What are your thoughts about this?
Yes. More we interact with others, you know, we know that yes, world is not same, as variety is the plan of nature. Swami Vivekananda used to say this, that is his famous sentence. For example, on any tree, you pluck 2 leaves. They look similar, but they are not exactly the same. So, more we interact with each other, if we have open mind, we learn to accept that we have right to be different. And I have to respect the other's right to be different. So this acceptance will come if we interact with each other. But there is also a danger in it. If I am only right and you are all not right, if with that attitude we go, more interaction can even lead to fundamentalism, or saying that no, these people are not good or not that. Today, whether we want it or not, science and technology is bringing people together. And therefore, we need this right vision of oneness, that, you know, as in body, nothing is similar, exactly the same. You know, 5 fingers, because they are different, the hand is able to do the work. Or the different organs in the body, like kidney, brain, heart, liver, all are vital organs, all are required. we cannot say brain is better than heart or whatever, because everything has to be working. So same way, in the interest of the humanity, the different civilizations, different cultures, different people, or even in our own small world maybe of students, each one has something unique to contribute. So the oneness which is beyond diversity, if our focus is on that also, then we cherish, we celebrate, we respect the diversity. And therefore this Parliament of Religions, as you refer to, Parliament of Religions at Chicago was the first attempt of the humanity done by USA, that we understand each other's diversity and yet we try to respect it. And that was the message which Swami Vivekananda also gave very powerfully there. And that's why he was celebrated so much in USA and also the other European countries.
What is the best way, according to you, to go on the path of universal brotherhood to gain equilibrium in today's world? What else can we do at school level to build a strong foundation on this ideology among today's youth?
The first and foremost is, we should stop being exclusive. That is, what I say is only correct. What I say only should happen. Or I have the monopoly of truth. It can start with God, it can come even up to the opinion. Saying my God alone is true, your God is false. Or saying what I say is only correct, what you are saying is not correct. Or my opinion about such and such thing is the only correct assessment, yours is not. So all this comes in exclusive approach. So first thing for universal brotherhood is this exclusive approach should go. That everyone has its own place, its own contribution to make. As I give you the example, in body, every organ has some contribution to make. When we are part of the whole, each part has a function, has a role to play. But if it is away from the whole, it has no meaning. For example, my fingers are very useful to me, but if they are cut, the existence of fingers is meaningless. Though we may keep them alive with whatever way, even the cells in that can be used later for cloning, whatever it is. But still their existence in a way becomes meaningless. So if I am cut off from the whole, my existence becomes meaningless. So we are all connected with each other, and therefore I should not be cut off from it. So the silo approach, that I am away from, or I am different,
yes,
or I am separated from each other, that should not be there. So again, coming to the point of oneness. It's only the oneness can bring the brotherhood. Oneness means a sort of deeper vision or understanding or the faith within you that though we appear different, essentially we are all connected with each other. Today in environment we know this is happening. We are telling we need trees. If trees are cut, we cannot survive. But it's not only trees. It in many ways. It's not only biodiversity. It is also theodiversity. It is also cultural diversity. So all the diversities are required for vibrant growth. We know monoculturism, monoorganism does not lead to any growth. So this is required. This understanding more and more it dawns, the universal brotherhood will be possible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nivedita ji, in this day and age of instant gratification and self-promotion, how do you go about getting the attention of the young and the restless on the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, which, if I'm not wrong, talks about taking everyone along the path to development, the ideology of oneness?
See, when the youth does not have any other model in front of them, what is continuously being instilled into their ears, they get carried away by that. Because the nature of youth is, whatever he sees being successful, he devotes himself for that completely. Though he may not know that what is being paraded as success in front of him actually is being a failure. Whether it is, the very high level individualistic life, or totally materialistic life. That is not being told to him. That's why he gets carried away by that. If that example is there in front of him, whether in his parents' life, whether in his teacher's life, or in the society around, then another quality of youth is, he dedicates. He is not calculative. The old man, you ask to do something, he will say, if I do like that, whether this will happen, that will happen. So he is calculative. The youth is not much calculative. He doesn't think what will happen in the future. If he is doing that, then he has become old. He is not youth. So a youth is not calculative. So if he sees something, he really just jumps for it. Just to give one example of Swami Vivekananda, who is considered as the model or ideal for youth in India. His date of birth on 12th January is celebrated as National Youth Day in India. Now, when Swami Vivekananda took decision sitting on that last bit of Indian rock, mid-sea rock at Kanyakumari, that I shall go to the Parliament of Religion, he had nothing in his hand. He even did not know that you had to first register yourself as delegate. He even did not know you had to carry a letter of introduction. You can imagine what drive and what faith must have been in him. That he just decided to go a 10,000 miles away country, and when he went there, then only he came to know that he had no money in the hand, because he had told his disciple, just give me money for my return ticket, because I am a sannyasi, I will beg for food, I will sleep under the tree. Only going there he knew that is not possible, you cannot do that. And totally not knowing any other person, and the Parliament of Religion also was postponed by 2 more months. So any other person would have thought, better I return now, because he has to pay for his food, he has to pay for his stay. But he said, no, I have decided that and I shall do it. So once that ideal is awakened, that purpose is awakened, actually the youth stops getting carried away by these temporary things. I am not belittling money or career, not at all. But that's not the only thing in life.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nivedita ji, our school has made universal values part of our holistic learning framework. We do many things that inculcate ethics and values among us. We have a peace curriculum inspired by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. We have many social interactions that tilt towards community connect and brotherhood. How important do you think these initiatives are at school level, and will it make a large difference to society?
Actually, you are very fortunate that in your school all this is being done, because really the youth need to be exposed to all such things. As I told you, this is impressionable age, and this is also an age one gets carried away. So all these other dimensions of life you are made aware of it. That's really your great fortune. And it can happen that after you go out from the school, you go in university, or maybe you go to some other countries for study and all. It may appear temporarily that you have left all this behind and you are only behind your career or whatever. But what you are exposed to would have gone so deep that after that initial, struggling, finding career, settling down in life, again these values will come back with more force to you. And you will be able to really contribute to the society, to the harmony. So what your school is doing is really good if you are really being exposed to all these higher values in life.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, in today's world, there are 2 kinds of youth you would usually find. One is the stereotypical one, we want to go in medicine and engineering, and the second one is aspirational, we want to do this. So ma'am, in that aspect, what do you think universal values offer to a student in the future aspect?
See, even what you mentioned, those who want to go, for profession and money and all that. I have come across many such persons who were even IITians, earning very well.
Oh.
And then they found that no, I cannot do this. I have to go to my people. I have to work for them. And they stop all that and they start working. I have seen many such persons. So, actually speaking, though initially it looks like that, if somewhere the values are instilled or somewhere that self-inquiry also has started, then in life, whatever line you might have chosen, but the self-inquiry will bring out a person from individualistic approach or from selfishness. That happens. And that's what ultimately leads. So, actually in part of in the system of education, what is required is the self-inquiry. What is it I am doing? What for I am doing? So I am not satisfied with my whatever is I am doing in life. So what is it that then I should do? Or I go only for safer thing. Okay, I am not satisfied, but I am in my comfort zone. I don't want to come out. That also can happen. But if the self-inquiry spirit is very high, and then a person, though you told two streams, he may even come out again here.
So ma'am, what is the one advice you would give students to imbibe universal values within us at an individual level?
I will say there are 2-3 things. One is, I don't say as an advice, I am only just sharing with you. One is, as I told you again and again, as Swami Vivekananda also used to forcefully say, it is the vision of oneness. Never lose, you are part of the whole. That gives a complete different vision of life in anything that we do. So I am part of the whole, but when I go deeper, I am the whole itself. Okay, so that is first thing. Second thing that comes out of it is compassion. And so whatever I do, I should be compassionate in that. The third thing that comes is, because, as the drop of ocean, though it is a drop, it is part of the whole. And actually it is ocean, when it is with the ocean, when it is connected with the ocean. So same way, there is tremendous power within us. If we really decide to achieve something, we can do that. So life is not, to be either a crying baby that things are not all right, or life is also not that, okay, just go whatever comes in way you keep on gathering. But life is to be lived with complete manliness. Manliness in the sense that I am not cringing and crying baby, but whatever problems come in life I can face. So that sort of complete faith in oneself. So I will say these 3 things will be enough in whatever field we go, whatever we do. It will be, our approach will be always universal. So faith in oneself, so we never become a burden on the society in any way, whether psychological way or whatever material way. Compassion for all. So all our decisions are always tempered, moderated because of our compassion. They will not, even our selfishness will get moderated. And the basic vision of oneness.
All right.
Nivedita ji, thank you for your insight and your advice and for sharing your knowledge with us. I sincerely thank you to have taken the time to come to GIIS and bestow your spiritual guidance upon us. This has been a wonderful session, and I'm sure the audience, have enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed hosting it. If you like this podcast, please comment, like, and share. Also follow us on soundcloud.com/GIIS Smartcast. For more such stimulating conversations, send in your ideas on new topics of discussion. Until then, this is Akshay Puri
and Vedang Dubey signing off.
I also congratulate both of you.
For more videos, like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the link below.